I also think the co-ops are now getting each time more important. If you were to compare with someone that only did maybe one internship and you have a full co-op curriculum, well, as an employer, I will go straight forward with the guy that went to the industry and took more into the professional side rather than the academic side. So that's my opinion. That's what I will say. But what do you think, Daniel? Do you think co-ops are overrated, or do you think definitely they work, or they are a heavy weight on the resume?
They are such a heavyweight on the resume. So my go-to example is the fact that on my first co-op, even with all the university support, it still took me 3 months to get a co-op. On my second co-op, it took 6 days, and it was a significant rate, and I got a raise in terms of wages.
Let's talk about your co-op. How did you got it, the first one?
So the first one, again, I mentioned was at NECI, and that was a lot more of just code testing. Like I said, it was kind of my first internship, so I didn't work on anything super critical, but it was a good introduction to kind of the sort of the automation side of the biopharma space. So, just, equipment modules, control modules, working with, bioreactors at a large scale. The second co-op was a little different in that I was actually working more of a small startup. NECI is pretty big company, fairly big, but the startup, there was 24 employees, 8 of which were co-ops, which is a rather interesting business model. But whatever, they seem to keep doing it, so it must work. But that was more in the PAT realm, because I felt like maybe I wanted to aim for something that leveraged a little more of my chemical engineering background. So worked a lot more directly with the chemicals. So I was doing work, say, like putting together specific mixes of substances that I could use analytical equipment on, and then use my more computer engineering background to then build the models for those analytical equipment.
Okay, so this PAT is the second co-op, right?
PAT was my second co-op. And this was at Continuus Pharmaceuticals, which is up in Woburn.
Okay, so what do they do, and what did you do as a co-op?
So they were, oh God, it was in 2018, and I completely forgot the drug they were making. But their basic idea was to take traditional batch processes and make them continuous. So they had a whole like pilot plant and stuff, and I was the PAT person of working with a lot of infrared spectrometers, other spectrometers. I worked with a conductivity probe for a while, and also just because it was such a small company, I had to do a lot of other more miscellaneous jobs. Everyone had to.
Check out the full episode at chemicalengineeringguy.com/forward podcast. I'll see you there.